Make sure they tell them they like and subscribe.
So we went ahead and got our bucket set up.
In 31 seconds.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to yet another banger video. As always, I'm James with Top Class Detail, and today we're going to be covering a video about how to properly clean, and not only clean them, but prevent brake dust. So that's a big issue everybody runs into. If you own a car, if you detail cars, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So let's jump straight into it. So right next to me, we have two perfect examples. To my left, we have this M4 competition where the wheels were not properly cleaned. They were not handled the correct way. So there is some brake dust that's still left over. So we're gonna show you guys how that looks like. And then to my right, we have this vehicle where this M340i, the wheels have been properly cleaned inside and out, as well as protected. So that helps, and that takes care of the preventative measure as well as the cleaning process. So without further ado, I'm gonna show you this one first, then we'll jump into the M340 and we'll go from there. So if you take a look at this wheel right here, obviously the wheel is dirty. The tire looks good though, the tire shine's still on there, but you can just see all of this residue that's left over. This is all different dirt, all different things, especially that inner barrel and this caliper. You can see with my finger, if I go in there and wipe it, it comes back black. So with something like this was cleaned honestly just a couple days ago, and you can tell because right here behind the rim, this whole piece was completely missed, the actual barrel as well as the caliper. So keep in mind, has been driven for a couple days since the detail, so we don't know exactly what was left and what wasn't, but we do have an idea based off how much dirt is actually on the surface. You can tell the parts that were left and the parts that are fresh. So now that I went ahead and showed you guys two perfect examples with the M4 of how it was improperly cleaned, as well as this one how it is properly cleaned, let's show you how a nice wheel looks when it is cleaned the right way. So if you come over here, obviously the wheel is a matte finish, so it may not be as easy to tell the dirt as others, but immediately just off first glance, you can just see how much cleaner the wheel looks, as well as just the inside of the barrel. From me being right here in person, I can tell just how much cleaner this is overall, but also the reason being is that's gonna tie into our next segment of this video, is the tools and the accessories that you have to clean your wheels. Cleaning your wheels isn't just like one thing does it all. There's not one product, there's not one tool that does it all. It's almost like makeup. With makeup, you need a lot of different products, a lot of different things to get the end result that you need, as well as different tools and brushes, and this is exactly what it is with wheel cleaning. You'll see we don't just stick to one wheel. Sometimes we don't stick to one product, sometimes we do. It really just depends. But having a history, having experience in something like this, we know what works for us and what's something that's gonna get the job done. So without further ado, let's show you the process and how to clean the brake dust properly, as well as how to prevent it and keep your wheels looking clean like this, even days after a wash. All right, so right now what we're gonna do is we're gonna get our wheel bucket set up. So if you remember earlier, I spoke about having different tools and different things to be able to get the job done correctly. That's exactly what I'm showing you here right in front of you. So right here, we have this Detail Factory tire brush. This is gonna be what we're gonna use to scrub down that tire and knock off that old tire dressing. Right here in the middle, we have their new screwball brush. So this is a very similar version to the curve ball, except the bristles are gonna be a lot more stiffer, so you're gonna get a lot better cleaning power out of something like this. And right here, we have our wheel face brush. So this is gonna be great to clean the face of the wheels. This is a soft bristle brush, as I will show you guys once I open it up, and you'll be able to see how we use this to clean the face and help knock down that heavy brake dust off that first hit. Now, these are not everything we will use, but these are gonna be the three main tools that we are gonna have. I'm gonna introduce some other ones to you guys, and I'll go ahead and show you what those are gonna be used for and what those are all about. Now we need something for the inside of the barrels to not leave any dirt like the other person did on that M4. So for that, we're gonna be bringing out these two brushes. So these are not from Detail Factory, but these are from Easy Detail. These are their wheelbarrow brushes. These go inside the barrel. As you see, there's a bigger one and a smaller one. They both have different uses for it. This is gonna be able for a bigger area when you have more room to fit. This is gonna be more beneficial. This is for when you have a bigger caliper or a smaller, tighter area where you still want to be able to hit it and get the job done. So we're going to use these 5 brushes, pair it with our wheel cleaner, and let's go get it done. So we went ahead and got our bucket set up. We have our pressure washer with us. Now the first step to any wheel that I like to do is give it a nice good pre-rinse. What that's going to do is going to help break down that light brake dust that's going to be just on top of the surface, nothing that's embedded too deep. From there, it's going to make our job a lot easier, so we're not working with just the dry brake dust, but it's also going to help lubricate our wheel cleaner to go ahead and work its way around the wheel a lot better. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a quick pre-rinse. Then I'm going to introduce to you guys the wheel cleaner of choice today, and then we're going to go ahead and address this wheel and get it cleaned up. Today we're going to be using Mag Wheel Cleaner. This is by Ultra Clean Chemicals. This is going to be one of their more higher cleaning wheel cleaners to handle something perfect like this. I have this diluted at about a 1-to-1 ratio, and what that's going to do is going to help to really break down that dirt while it's sitting on there, whether I'm attacking the tire or attacking the rim or the caliper, and allow the chemical to work for us, so this way we're not putting in as much work as you would need to. So we're going to go ahead and spray this around everywhere. As you can see, these sprayers itself do a really good job of creating almost like a foaming effect with the actual chemical. And then as I have that on there, I'm gonna go ahead and spray some on the tire. What that's gonna do is allow this to break down that old tire dressing that's been on here. So this way, when we come around and apply a new dressing, we have a nice clean surface to work with. Now the first brush is gonna be our easy detail. We're gonna use this to go ahead and attack the inner barrel of the brush, just like so. As you can see, it's nice and flexible enough to where it gets through in between that rotor and it doesn't get caught. But keep in mind, some wheels and some manufacturers, you may have that issue. So you would definitely just have to address it as needed, depending on the job that you're going at. I'm gonna give it a quick rinse just to knock off some of that dirt. And then we're gonna go ahead and continue working through this wheel to finish cleaning it up. Now right here, as we get to this caliper, you're gonna notice that it's getting a bit of a tighter area for this brush to reach in. So what I like to do is I like to hit as much as I can with it before I put it away. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna switch over to our smaller brush, which this is going to be even better to help get under this caliper and hit any of those areas that we maybe wouldn't be able to hit with that bigger brush just due to the size. Another option you could always do, if this isn't something that seems suitable for you, is simply just move the car forward or back and go ahead and address that area if needed. So now that we took care of that, we're going to grab our wheel face brush and we're going to go ahead and start getting to work on the face of this wheel and start knocking down some of this dirt and debris that's on here. So this way we can get this cleaned up. So we went ahead and just used the wheel face brush on the wheel faces. One thing I did notice was that the brush wasn't maybe as flexible because of how the bristles are to knock down that dirt to get into certain areas. Like right here, I could see there's a little bit of dirt remaining. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and spray a little bit more wheel cleaner just to keep this lubricated and not allow it to dry up. And I'm also going to introduce to you this. This is going to be a Max Shine wheel mitt. This is a really, really great tool to use for wheels, especially for something like this. It's very simple to use. You just simply get it wet and put it in your bucket. It slides right in on your hand, and it also has a little loop so you can put your finger around it, put it in here, and you don't have to worry about it falling. Now with this is going to allow you to hit this back piece of the rim. So these rims that have a back lip are very, very important that you get. Because if you don't take care of this the first time around and you go ahead and finish up your detail, you're gonna notice all that dirt that's remaining behind these lips, and it's just not gonna look good and give that overall appearance. And the whole purpose of this video is for those of you guys who are looking to clean your own wheels at home or for your business, for your clients. You wanna be able to get it done the right time, get it done right the first time, and have overall the cleanest wheel you can have. Nobody wants to go through this process and have stuff left over, and that's where this tool comes in and allows us to really go into these intricate areas of these M4 comp wheels and get these cleaned up very nicely. Okay, so we just went ahead and used that wheel mitt and took care of all the other leftover areas on the wheel. Now we're gonna come back to this tire and we're gonna go ahead and respray it since it has dried up. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab our wheel brush and we're gonna go ahead and get to scrub it on this tire. A lot of people like to just give it a quick scrub. I really like to go over it a couple times just to ensure that I'm really gonna break down that tire shine. And then what we're also gonna do is we're gonna grab our wheel mitt again and we're gonna use this to clean up this caliper by getting inside of here. I like to use this because sometimes the brushes aren't long enough to fit or they just sometimes don't do the job. But when you're using this, you're able to use your hands and actually apply as much pressure as you need and make sure that the job is getting done and you're able to attack any areas. So now what we're gonna do to hit these lug nuts is we're gonna bring out this screwball brush. This is a great option to get in between these areas as well that you might not be able to fit your finger in or anything else. So that's where the screwball will really work. If it was a bit of a bigger area, I would definitely love to use the screwball in here. But as you can see, it's just a bit of a tight fit. So definitely a longer handled brush would definitely be better here. But let's rinse it off and let's see what we got. So I just went ahead and fully rinsed the wheel. What we're gonna do right now is allow it time to actually dry and then see our finished product. Sometimes though, you can kind of see if there was anything left over. By the looks of it, it doesn't seem like it. My fingers are still coming out clean. So once this dries up, we'll come back, we'll take a look at our finished product. In the meantime, we're gonna repeat this exact same process on all the other 3 wheels. And then make sure you guys stay tuned, because after we finish the other 3, I'm gonna show you guys a nice trick that us detailers do to help keep these wheels clean for a lot longer in between washes, as well as to help that brake dust slide off or not stick to the wheel. So if you wanna find that out, stay tuned, keep watching, and I'll show you that next. To anyone that's a professional detailer, to anyone that's a DIY just washing their own car, a lot of people know, especially with a vehicle like this that has performance brakes, a performance car, you get a lot of brake dust. Sometimes we can spend majority of our time here on the wheels. So what a lot of people that like to say the wheels take forever, it could take this long or that long, I'm gonna go ahead and time myself and pass it over to Hector to hold it while I do this wheel, so we can see exactly how long it's actually gonna take me to get this wheel done. Of course, for you guys, it will be sped up, so you're not sitting here and making this a 30-minute video. But let's go ahead, let's get the timer. Let's put on the stopwatch. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
On 3, let's go ahead and do it. 1, 2, and 3. Now, this is exactly how I would go about it if this was a customer's vehicle and I was detailing them, whether it be the first time, the last time, the 100th time. This is gonna be the exact process that I'm gonna repeat throughout the entire thing. So now that we got that handled, we're gonna grab our wheel brush. We're gonna go ahead and start agitating here.
You're at 3 minutes and 31 seconds.
So that came out to be about 3 minutes and 31 seconds. So with that, you can see if we're taking 3.5 minutes on each wheel, that's going to be roughly about 14 minutes. So it'll take us about roughly 14 minutes to complete all the wheels. I'm sorry. Yeah, 3, 6, 9, 12. The other half seconds will put us at about 14 minutes per wheel, which isn't bad. So with that, you're completing all the wheels in under 20 minutes and you can get started. And I'm sure you could have this entire thing detailed in less than an hour. Now, of course, with us being detailers, being our business, we have a routine, we have a lot more experience in this, but nonetheless, that's what these videos are for, informative. So you can take what we do or take what I do and find a way to implement it in your business or the way you wash your car at home when the time comes. So for those of you guys that have made it this far to the video, I just want to say thank you. I appreciate every single one of you guys. To those of you guys that left early, hey, it's okay, no shame. I do that myself too. But with that being said, now that we have a nice clean wheel, you guys see exactly what it looks like. This is our finished product. Let's go ahead and how can we juice this up even more? How can we make that look even better and make it last even longer? And that's what I'm gonna show you now. So if you look at this wheel when I spray it, there's no protection on the wheel. The wheel's not protected. If you look at the paint right here, you see how the water beads up? That's what you want. You want the water to bead up. So these beads right here are what we want to see on the wheel as well. What that means is that not only is the water going to slip off, but it's the same thing with dirt, debris, and of course brake dust. So once you have a nice, clean, protected wheel, that protection that's on there is going to help extend that longevity of the cleanliness, help make it easier to clean next time around, and also help prevent it, which is what this is all about. So right here in my hand, I have CarPro's Hydro 2. This is not the light version. It is the same thing. The only difference is the light version is pre-diluted. This version I dilute myself. So with that being said, it's very simple to use. Simply just wet the wheel. Go ahead and apply it very generously, especially in this wheelbarrow where you want to make sure you're keeping it clean, as well as this caliper. Once you let it sit for just a couple seconds, And boom, within seconds, you guys see exactly how we were able to transform this wheel from being completely unprotected and being nothing but vulnerable to brake dust, debris, and overall outside elements. From now, within a matter of seconds, with a Car Pro product like this, Hydro 2 or Hydro Light, you're able to protect anything from wheels to paint to anything that you could think of, as long as it's within use of what the product is made for. It's not a problem, and it's very simple and easy to use. This is not only going to protect the wheel and help it stay cleaner for longer, but help prevent that brake dust, which is the whole purpose of this. Now, not only is this going to help keep it cleaner and overall give it that nice protection that we want, but what about when we're done? How are we going to dry this? We don't want to sit here with a towel and hand dry all this, because we're going to be here longer than we were cleaning the actual wheels. If you have yourself a blower, whether it's a leaf blower or a detailer blower, you're going to be able to see just how quick and easy this process is. And watch this. 3, 2, 1. And just like that, in what, 10 seconds or less, we have just about a 99.9% dried wheel. Of course, there's still going to be a little bit of water left over. This tire is rubber, so it's going to absorb it a little bit. But for the most part, we're very good. We have a nice, clean, protected tire now. We can go over this with a detail spray if we'd like to, just to add a little bit extra. But for right now, I think we're good. We'll let this tire dry up. And while this is drying, let's show you guys some tire shine that we're going to throw on the back wheel and really enhance the finish.
I clean wheels like that, right?
Yeah.
I clean my wheels, but they never get like that, and I can't do it faster than you. Like, that's just me being honest.
But it's because, you know, like, I'm starting to do these cars more and more, so you learn kind of tips and tricks with experience. But realistically, the products, they play a big role, as well as just knowing, like, hey, when the wheel is really bad, you have to go over it sometimes. The biggest mistake I see people make in detailing is they think they only have to go over something once, whether it's carpet extraction, scrubbing the tire, or cleaning the wheel. Sometimes it needs more than just one cleaning. Sometimes you have to do it 2 times, 3 times, and that's just a part of the job, you know? Right here, sticking within the Ultra Clean chemical line, we're gonna be showing off our Viper dressing, not ours, but theirs. And this right here is diluted 1-to-1. This is gonna give a very nice shine. This is very high in silicone, so diluting it is always a great option. And what it's gonna do is it's really gonna give that extra oomph to that tire to just make this wheel pop out and look overall a lot better. Yes, it looks good clean, but it looks even better with some tire shine on it. And that's what we're gonna do to just overall finish the look of this wheel. And just to go that extra mile, instead of just hitting this, we're gonna make sure we get into this inner lip too. So this way the entire thing is going to have tire shine. Because if not, look at that difference. Look at how this looks compared to that. It just doesn't flow. You want everything to flow. You don't want to have a clean wheel, a nice dressed tire, and leave that inner lip untouched.
We back in the business.
All right, so there you are.
We're out here
Okay,
doing the last video. Make sure they tell them they like and subscribe to the video.
Okay.
And let them know.
No, stop.
Okay.
So that's gonna be the end of today's videos. I hope you guys are all having. So that's going to conclude today's video. I hope you guys are all having a blessed and wonderful day. In today's video, let's do a quick recap. We went ahead and covered not only how to properly clean, but also prevent brake dust. So we went over how we like to approach cleaning wheels with heavy brake dust, or let alone any brake dust at all. So we went ahead and showed you guys the tools. We showed you the product that we use, as well as we showed you exactly how long it takes me on average to do it. What it takes you guys obviously may vary, but that gives you a rough idea that you shouldn't be there for 20 minutes just on one wheel. Outside of the cleaning process on how to clean the brake dust, we also taught you guys a cool way on how to prevent it or help minimize it in the future and keep your wheels cleaner for a lot longer. So of course, as always, if you guys enjoyed today's video, make sure you guys give it a big thumbs up, share it with somebody, and of course, comment down below and let us know any future video ideas, or let alone any criticism that you guys felt on this video, whether you liked it or you didn't. And with that being said, as always, I'm James with Top Class Detail. Follow us on Instagram at Topclassdetail. Show some love to H2 Auto Detail Supply, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.